So in honor of the Danish deception, the Danish delusion really going viral, I thought we could discuss 3 ways to make sure that a man isn't using you for money, for a green card, using your body, your labor, if he's not physically attracted to you, you know, until he can find a woman he's physically attracted to. And the first bulletproof way to make sure that that doesn't happen to you is something that I never hear anybody talks about, and it is not dating men whose ex you don't look like. Listen, most men have a type, okay? If you look at most men dating trail, most of the women they dated, if they date with several women, 4, 5 to 9 women, like they all kind of look the same. Men who are into petite women are going to date petite women. Men who are into light-skinned women, mixed chicks, are going to date those type of girls. Men who are into tall women are going to date tall women. Modelless women are going to date modelless women. Okay, so most men have a dating trail. So if you look nothing like the women he's dating in the past, I would say that that should make you raise an eyebrow. Look at the girls he's liking their pictures of on Instagram, and if they look nothing like you, to me that is a red flag. I remember years ago, and don't judge me out, that was 10 years ago, I got into it with my ex because he used to like a lot of pictures of women on Instagram. But one thing that stood out to me is that all of those girls looked just like me. Okay, they were all dark skinned, they were all leggy. Okay, they looked just like me, so I was definitely his type. Okay, so avoid men whose ex you don't look like. Early on in the courting process, early on in the dating process, try to find out what type of girls he's dating before you. Okay, if you're at his house, try to find pictures. If you meet his friends, his family members, try to ask questions. Of course, not very directly, but try to find out, you know, if his exes kind of look like you. If you don't have any access to that type of information or those people at all, look at his social media. Okay, look at the pictures he likes on Insta, on TikTok. That is usually a big indicator of the women he's physically attracted to. And if you look nothing like them, I would say that should at least make you raise an eyebrow. Now, there is a caveat here, like with most rules. Okay, most rules do have an exception, and it is if this man just recently got into a lot of money. Okay, if a man only ever dated black women and then he got into a lot of money and now he's dating Caucasian women and mixed chicks, then he wanted to be with Caucasian women and mixed chicks all along, and now his money has afforded him the confidence to be able to go for them. We have seen this with the Kevin Harts of the world, the 50 Cents of the world, and the list is way too long to list all, so I'm just gonna stop there. But yeah, we have seen men change type completely the moment they get money, and I don't think that it is the type that changed. I think that all along those are the type of women that they were attracted to, but they didn't go for them because they didn't have the confidence to go for them. And then they got into money, and then that money has allowed them to have the confidence to go for women that they were attracted to all along but kind of intimidated by. Okay, even in the Danish deception, ladies, I heard the girl talk about how her ex-husband's ex was a Danish woman. She said that she watched her stories and she had a Danish name. To me, that would have raised an eyebrows. I would have tried to find out what were the girls that he dated before his ex looked like, because he stated that he stayed with a Danish woman for 4 years, or she stated it in the beginning of the Danish deception series. So he stayed with that girl for 4 years. Who did he stay with before? If all of the girls that he dated ever since he was a child were Danish, were white, were Caucasian, that would have raised an eyebrow to me, okay? Clearly, it didn't raise an eyebrow for Onyeka, but to me, that would have been at least a orange flag. Obviously, another way to make sure that you don't end up as the common woman or Barbara the Builder is by avoiding men who are struggling financially. Do not continue dating men who are not happy with where they are in life. Do not continue dating men who express to you early on in the courting process that they are looking for another job. Do not continue dating men who express to you early on in the courting process that they are going to quit their job in order to get themselves to law school or medical school about the mission. Do not continue dating men who express to you early on in the courting process that they are looking for somebody to help them sign for a lease, for a car, or for an apartment. Do not co-sign anything with men. If you ever do, shame on you, okay? Don't be Barbara the Builder. Men are not going to be grateful for it. I think a lot of women build a man because they think that the man is going to be grateful, that, you know, he's going to appreciate them once he make it. Well, just ask Kevin Hart ex-wife. Okay, they are not going to be. She used to let him drive his car in order to go to these comedy shows. He's not funny, never have been, never will be, if you ask me. Anyway, somehow he still made it, and the first thing he did, or one of the first thing he did, is leave her for any cohort, which if you ask me is probably the type of woman who he's always been attracted to begin with. So yeah, do not build a man. If you build him, he will leave. Okay, part of you is going to remind him of the struggle. Okay, some of them are not going to leave because you are not their type physically, because they were not physically attracted to you. They are going to leave because you are going to remind them of the struggle. Every day when they look at you, you are going to remind them of the tiny apartment y'all used to live with the rats, of the dirt, the poverty. Like every time he sees you, he's going to be reminded of where he come from, and most people don't want that. Most people don't want to be reminded of when they come from humble beginnings. Okay, so he's gonna leave you because of that. If he doesn't leave you because you're not his type physically, like he's also gonna leave you most likely because you are not going to respect him, at least not the way everybody else does. Like you're not going to worship him, like you are not in awe of him, like you are not, to you he is not this super successful guy, like this guy that everybody sees as a genius or whatever. If you help him get there, you don't see him like that. You know, you've seen the doubt, you've seen the tears, you've seen the frustration, right? So you're not going to see him as this, oh my god, this is I don't know who, oh my god, he owned this company, like have you heard of it, like blah 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 ta ta ta. Like you're not going to see him like that. He's not this big guy to you. Like he's the guy you helped through medical school, or he's the guy you helped through law school, or whatever. Okay, and we know that men like to feel like the big dog, like the top dog is chef. Okay, and he's gonna go and look for a woman that looks to him like that, like looks to him in awe. Like when she sees him, she's like, oh my god, you know, this guy's so great, he's a genius or whatever. So don't build men, don't be Barbara the builder for men. They are not going to appreciate, they are not going to be grateful, they will leave you. Okay, I mean, even Jeff Bezos left his wife, like more time than not they will leave. I'm not saying that there are never instances where men stay with women who build them. Of course that happens, but generally they do leave. Most of the time they do leave. Also, ladies, please be mindful of the way men treat you. Do they take you out on dates? Do they get you flowers? Do they show you off publicly? Are they upset when you post them on the gram? Like a man that is proud to be with you is always going to want to show you off. He's always going to want to make you happy. He's always going to want for you to lack for nothing. He would never ask you for anything. Like men with dignity, like real men, would rather die than take a single cent or ask you for a single cent. Remember that men who like you will give you the last shot on their back. They will never take anything from you. There is one thing that I always want you to ask yourself at all time, is that if the man you're dating had a chance to date Beyonce or Kelly Rowland or whoever is, you know, the ultimate most attractive woman in the world to them, would they treat them like the way they treat you? Always ask yourself this. You know, when in doubt, ask yourself, if this man could date anybody at all, would they treat them like this? Okay, and if they don't treat you like that, if they don't get you flowers, chocolate, take you out on date, you know, do nice things for you, that deep down inside they don't actually like you, you know, you're probably just like a placeholder for them in best case scenario. In worst case scenario, you know, if they're homosexual, they're using you for a place to stay and stuff like that. So avoid men who don't treat you like with the utmost, and I mean the utmost respect. Okay, also avoid looking raggedy. Users target women with low self-esteem, so if you always look disheveled, the quality of men that approach you is not going to be that good. It's actually better to intimidate men than have a lot of men approach you all the time. You also want to keep your weight in check. I hate to have to say this, but in a fatphobic society, a lot of women who are a little bit bigger are going to have self-worth issues, and men know this. Okay, men actually talk about this on the Collie and other forums like Reddit and forums like that, about how homosexual target bigger women because they know that a lot of bigger women tend to have self-worth issues, especially, you know, if you are a bigger woman who is single with kids but also doing well financially, so you have your own place, your own car and stuff like that. A lot of men are going to target you in times like this. You know, it's winter, a little bit colder, in order to stay with you and your kids. You know, some of them are actually going to pretend to really like your kids, bring them snack and stuff, when really all they want is a place to stay this winter. So be mindful of that, ladies. It is homosexual season. But yeah, that's about it. These are the 5 tips that I had for you in order to avoid being the come up woman. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. In the comment section down below, let the other girls know what are your tips in order to avoid getting used and abused by men. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel as well, and I will talk to you girls soon, and very soon. Bye girls, thanks for watching. Mwah.